While the government is shutting down, people who rely on SNAP benefits, or better known as food stamps, are no longer getting access to their EBT funds. In this video, we're going to sit down together and spend some time discussing why you should never truly rely on the government. And if you personally can relate to anything discussed in today's video, or simply just been enjoying my daily humor commentaries over here on the page, then don't forget to like, comment your thoughts, opinions down below, and subscribe to make sure you see my daily uploads right here on the channel. And a huge shout out to the handful of you guys checking out those links down below in the description. Those are genuinely some of the best ways to support me and the content around here. I have a goal I'm trying to reach by the end of the month, and all you guys who are showing your support are definitely going such a long way towards that. So, huge shout out to you guys. Now, let's begin this shit show.
I have something to say. If you're one of these weird bitches on this app talking about how SNAP benefits should only be a temporary solution to get you back up on your feet, you're insane. And let me tell you why. People are paying double or triple the amount that they owe in student loan payments right now because interest has completely skyrocketed. Millions of Americans are about to get kicked off their health insurance plans come next year because premiums have now doubled, tripled, or quadrupled in price. I was watching a retired couple on this app yesterday talking about how under the ACA, the Affordable Care Act, their insurance was only $400-something odd a month for both of them. Come next year, when those subsidies expire, they will be paying $2,224 a month, not including deductibles, not including copays. And they will not be the only ones. And if you think for a fucking second that the average American citizen has a whopping $2,200 floating around in their bank account waiting to be spent on health insurance every month, you're crazy. The average price per kid per week for daycare in America is over $300. You have 2 kids, double that. You're looking at $1,200 to $2,400 plus a month just for someone to watch your kids. So yeah, if you would have told me 20 years ago that SNAP could be a temporary solution to help you get back up on your feet, sure, probably, but that's not realistic. That's not realistic at all in today's society. And I don't know what type of delulu world these bitches are living in that think every single time someone shits, $100 bills come flowing out of their assholes, but I don't live there. And neither do millions of other.
With wages being low and inflation being high, many people find themselves relying on the system. And that's government access or government assistance, whether that's EBT, food stamps, SNAP benefits, all these different names just resort in being able to fill your fridge, fill your cabinets, and feed your children, yourself, or your spouse, whoever you live with. And now, I know that a lot of people, they say, oh, well, this stuff gets abused, and they're just cracking down because of the people that are doing that stuff, doing that sort of stuff. But I think when it really comes down to it, this whole government shutdown has a really big thing to say in terms of nobody at all can access it now. A lot of states are losing funding, a lot of states are getting really low in their access, and they're really starting to divvy out what's left before people are going to be kind of shit out of luck. And when you kind of do rely on this to feed your children, feed yourself, or get by day to day, because you can't afford you can't afford how you're living with your paychecks or however you're living, and it's kind of a weird reality when you really put it into perspective how the average citizen, not saying the average citizen's on food stamps, but the large majority of the population is on food stamps. And now what are they going to do? I mean, the food shelf only has so much access for everybody, and there's only so many people, so many heads they can feed. So what do you think is the solution to this? Do you think the government's going to have to come back in action here soon? Do you think the whole idea of living off the system is just a ridiculous concept as it is? Or do you think this is just kind of a contradiction that, you know, own nothing and be happy, and they're just kind of showing us the control that they truly have?
This shit is getting depressing. Like, before when I was younger, I used to wake up and have something to look forward to, going to the gym, going outside in nature, etc. But nowadays, I just wake up and dread overwhelms me. Like, all I'm worried about is how to get enough money to survive, how to pay my rent. I don't have the luxury of living with anybody else, so I have to have my own place. Food, everything, I'm doing it by myself, and it's just stressful now. Like, I'm not suicidal, but it just seems like there's nothing to wake up and live for unless you're working on yourself, which I want to do. Like, I want to be more in tune with my energy, and in this day and age in America, it seems like we don't have time for that because they want us to work ourselves to death to barely make it. It just sucks. So
Now, nothing shocking here, but poor people just can't afford to eat. And who do they turn to when times are tough? They turn to the people in charge, which in this case is the government. It doesn't matter which side you're on, red or blue or individual, whatever you vote for, if that even matters if you think so or not. The way we do stuff is if you really are down on your luck, if you've been putting into the system, you should be able to be getting benefited by the system when times are tough until you get back on your feet. A lot of people end up just living on these food stamps, end up using these means, and then it ends up kind of making a negative mindset, a lackluster whole sentiment towards these systems, which then now they're cracking down on it. But this is not why this thing is getting stopped. It's because the government is shut down, which there's many different reasons for this. I'm not fully sure. They only tell us what they want us to know, and it's not getting as blasted as you think it would be, at least not as much as it has been in past times when it's happened in the past. It definitely is on the front of the head news lines, but it's not really getting as talked about by as many news broadcasts as I would think it would be. So, because, do you want to know why? The people in charge, they're probably sitting just fine. They're sitting real pretty. They got millions of dollars sitting up in their investment accounts. So why would they care about, the average individual who can't feed themselves, can't fill their fridge, or can't help out their children? They couldn't care less. They're probably still stacking their interest every month, every year, and just living off the dividends. Well, we can't even save for our future at all. We're living in the now, the moment, and whatever time we're living in feels like hell. So do you find yourself living like this, or do you think there's still hope on the horizon? Do you think that this is really going to affect more people than we actually can imagine, or is this going to affect you? Feel free to tell me down below in the comments.
Repeat after me. Food, water, shelter, and healthcare should be basic human rights. Nobody consented to this. We didn't sign up for this. We were all brought here against our will. We shouldn't have to earn these things.
Y'all know you have to have a job to get on, like, food stamps, right? It isn't just some sign up and here you go shit. You have to prove to the government that you're being paid slave wages. But y'all stay mad at the people who can't afford food. Walmart is a $1 billion corporation, and 60% of their employees who work full-time are on food stamps. That comes out of your taxes, because these billionaires don't want to pay them a livable wage. And I don't want to hear anything, oh, teenager job this, teenager job that. A job is a job, and if you can't afford to live off a job, then what's the point of a job?
Now, this might be a harsh realization for some of you folks, but I'm sorry to break it to you, and I'm sorry to be the one that has to do so, but the government at the end of the day doesn't really care about you. I'm not saying that we're all just slaves in the system. I know that's kind of a broad aspect. It's kind of a harsh way to put it, but we all are kind of just workers, okay? When you're born, you get a number, you get stamped, and then you just pay into this tax system that you have no say in being in, at least if you're an American. I know I was actually talking in my live with my Canadian viewers and a couple of my UK viewers, and there's taxes all around. So it's insane to think how some people, even in China, you have like really high taxes, and I bet that's even more mandatory. Imagine not paying your taxes for when you're in China. Good luck with that. But in terms of it is here, is we are just a part of the system. And you think that we do contribute, and the more you contribute, you think the more you get back. But really, the more you contribute, the more it seems you get fucked. And if you do want to work for yourself, you get fucked that way. If you want to work for the system, you're going to be getting fucked in inflation, and all your bills are going to continue to rise without your really say so, and you really have any option. I mean, with the heating bill in the wintertime, 5 times, if like 5x's, can you really not pay it? I mean, I know in certain states they can't shut you off, but, in like the Midwest, but either way, it's a weird system, so when you're at the end of the day, we're just kind of all worker bees, or all worker ants, and there's really just this whole free will is just an idea that doesn't really exist at the end of the day. Let's wrap up this video about how no one can afford to eat anymore, and everybody in the lower class is about to starve to death. Hopefully that's not the case. But if you guys can personally relate to anything discussed in this video, or just have simply been enjoying my daily dreamer commentaries over here on the page, then don't forget to like, comment your thoughts, opinions down below, and subscribe to see my daily videos right here on the channel. And a huge shout out to the handful of you guys checking out those links down below. I genuinely want to say how appreciative I am of the couple of you guys doing so. I have a little bit of a goal I'm trying to reach by the end of the month, because I'm very, 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 very behind right now. But I do believe, with the hope of God, we're going to find a way to get there. Hopefully, whether that's a gig work job, side jobs, or just blessings from any sort. I definitely appreciate you guys who've been helping out, and it goes such a long way. So hope you guys have been enjoying the content. I plan to be as consistent as I possibly can, so that's kind of it for me in this one, so I'll catch you next one.